Well, hey there. You're thinking about moving to Baltimore, Maryland? Well, you don't necessarily like the city, but in the previous video, I mentioned affordability for Belair, Maryland, here in Harford County, and you were like, "Man, I want to move into Belair." Well, in this video, we're going to go over like the top 7 things you absolutely need to know about, and you want to hang around for number 6 because that's really important. And we're going to talk about the things you need to know before you relocate to Belair, Maryland, not Belair over in California, but Belair, Maryland. All right, we're going to get to it. All right. Sound like Matthew McConaughey's. But anyway, I'm John Ruckman. I'm the Charm City Property Dude. And in this video, I'm going to go over the top 7 things you need to know before you relocate to Belair, Maryland. You've determined already that you don't want to live in the city. The city's too far away. You got a car. You want a bigger house. You can afford to live in Belair. And this is where you want to be. And if nobody's told you so far, welcome home. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to put it right there. Put it right there. And subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for all this video and all the other great videos that I have in the channel. And if I haven't told you already, go ahead and immerse yourself in the videos. And if you have any questions about anything, you can always reach out to me, whether you're relocating to Baltimore, Maryland, relocating to Harford County here, you want to live in Baltimore County, or you want to be any of the surrounding counties around Baltimore, Maryland. And I'm a plethora of information and knowledge. My information is always the latest information you can get about the state, the latest information about all the jobs, the latest information about housing and all that good stuff. Yep. So anyway, here we go. So number 1. Okay, so the top thing you need to know about Belair, Maryland is, of course, the cost of living. Now, I dove into it a little bit while I was walking down the Mile and Pod Trail. I was out of breath. I was like, I need some exercise. Good news is I got some walking shoes. Just bought them yesterday. I'm actually going to start walking every day and get into shape for you guys. Actually going to do a 5K run. So a cool thing about Belair, we have what's called Charm City Run, which is located right in the middle of Belair. They are all about running and getting into shape and stuff like that. And if you're interested in walking, running, walking your kids, this is a great place to hook up because there's a lot of people there, and they actually have training there to help you get into a mode where you're not so out of breath like I was on the Mile and Pod Trail. Anyway, so I digest. We're talking about the cost of living in Belair. Yes, we have apartments, we have condos, we have townhouses, we have single family homes. Just depends on what you need as far as cost of living. Now, we are slightly higher than the national average, but we are way below what the cost of Philadelphia, the cost of New York, and of course the cost of DC. I'm pointing to these places like they're here on the map. So they're slightly higher than the national average, but it's very affordable. So for instance, like a townhouse, anywhere from like $175 all the way to $325. The national average, the state average for housing is like $325 right now, especially for Harford County. So you can get a townhouse, so your payments are somewhere in about the $1,600 to $2,000 range. And then you have HOAs, which that's the little organization that tells you, you can't paint your house purple, you got to get approval of this, that sort of thing. And usually they run anywhere from like $72 to like $150 a month. Just depends on the neighborhood, and then you got to consider your taxes. So in your $1,600 to $2,000 range, your taxes are going to be included in that. Your HOA is going to be included in that. So the current interest rate was 7%. I think it actually went down. But again, the affordability here in Belair is still less. You can get more house in Harford County than you can if, say, you go to, down to Baltimore and you get like a one of the Victorians there on Federal Hill, which is like 5-something, or you go to the Harborview or Solid Point, one of those condo associations there, where the condo fee is like $1,000 a month. So here in Harford County, you can get really, really nice houses for decent payments. Just depends on your down payment. So that is the number 1 thing, affordability. I think it's slightly higher than national average, but definitely cheaper than Belair, definitely cheaper than Baltimore, definitely cheaper than Philadelphia, New York, and DC. All right, so Maryland. Maryland is a female's name. Now, I'm not going politicizing or doing anything about that. Maryland just happens to be a female name, and we commonly joke here in Maryland that she is bipolar. And Maryland has a variety range of climates here. You never want to pack your heavy jackets away, except for maybe in like July and August, where like it's like 86 to 110 degrees every day. You walk out to the mailbox just to get something, and you're drenched. It's now, this is March 2nd. We're March 2nd. Back in February, just like a week ago, it literally got to 80 degrees the other day. So I get dressed, I got my sweater, I got my jacket on, I go out, I start doing a video downtown of Silo Point, and then I'm stripping the stuff off because it's like 80 degrees. I do know from like about June to maybe October, there seems to be about 4 summers there. So it gets really, really hot, and then it gets chilly, and then you're not sure it's over yet. So we always commonly say that Maryland is a female, because it's Maryland is a female name. She is definitely bipolar, and she is always, always, always off her meds when it comes to weather in this state. So the good news is you need a closet for your heavy jackets, your sweaters. You don't want to pack those away, because as soon as you pack those away, you'll be getting them right back out again, except for maybe June and July here, and this is Belair too. I mean, this is literally, the temperature here is off the charts in July and August, but you know what? We're human. We get used to this kind of thing. And winter time, it could be the mildest of winters. It might get down to, I don't know, 40 degrees every day. It might be the coldest the winter might ever get. And then all of a sudden, they'll say, the weather people will say, it's the first day of spring, and like the next week it'll snow. I kid you not. I kid you not. The one time it snowed 22 inches the night before, it literally went through 4 different climates the next day. So it warmed up to like 65 degrees the very next day. It melted all the snow. So then we had a plethora of water. The spring peepers, those little frogs, are out there chirping, and like go a couple more days and it's back down to like 9 degrees. And it was 9 degrees for a couple of weeks. It was so cold for the couple of weeks that by the time it warmed up to freezing, we were all out there running around in t-shirts because it was warmed up. So that is Belair weather, that is Maryland weather. It is a 4 season, maybe 7 seasons. So don't pack away your heavy jackets, and don't get rid of your shorts, because one day from the next, you'll never know. So that was number 2, climate. Number 3 is the job market. Job market. There is a plethora of jobs. You can get a job pretty much anywhere. The majority of the jobs that we have in Maryland are usually healthcare, education, and retail. We don't really have like the, what is that, over in California, the Microsoft, the tech centers. We don't have that. Most of our stuff is like Johns Hopkins. We have a lot of DOD, that's the Army. We have APG, we have Edgewood, we have Andrews Air Force Base. We have a lot of DOD jobs here. Amazon is coming in really, really strong here as well. I mean, they have 4 or 5 different warehouse centers that you can go to. My son worked, so very easy, good job for them, making $23 an hour. Really, really simple. We have a big plethora of like Walmart. But here in Belair, the jobs are usually, we have the hospitals, we have the healthcare, we have education, we have retail. Now, for somebody who may want to drive a truck or a doctor downtown, I mean, you have all these different jobs. There's no shortage of jobs, and there's no shortage of really like 6-figure jobs that you can start at. Now, Belair, you can get involved with the county. There's all kinds of different things that you can do, and there's based upon your skill set. I don't have any skills. I do videography and I do film and TV and all that, but I'm a real estate agent too. So that's the skill set I have. I help people just like you help buy and sell houses all the time. So, you can always become a realtor for Harford County too. So that's another skill set. But yeah, I mean, the jobs aren't as plenty as say like New York or Philadelphia, or maybe out Midwest when you have all the tech centers and all that stuff. But we still have a good amount of jobs, especially if like your main, say, couples move into town. his job is a doctor, and maybe the other half doesn't want to necessarily sit at home, there's plenty of jobs for everybody. So there's definitely, I think we used to have the saying that, 11% of the world's population, or the United States population, will be between DC and New York in this little area, because now we're closer to, the ports where we get all the stuff in from overseas, and there's just no lack of jobs here. And of course, unfortunately, when there's really, really good jobs, the housing around it seems to tend to rise with those jobs. So that is number 3, the job market. You'll have no problem finding a job here. Even those really good jobs that are 6 figures and above, they're all here too. So good luck. All right, so that last one was about jobs. This one is about Harford County schools. Harford County schools, they're basically there's like 4 or 5 blue ribbon schools here. You definitely want to check with your school locator. Actually, I think I put the link down below. But we have, Harford County schools have a great reputation. We have the blue ribbon schools, the highly ranked schools, and yeah, I'm reading it here from behind here. But you just have to check out what is right for you. Now, we do have Harford Community College. We also have like several private schools, John Carroll, we have Harford Day. We're going all the way down into the elementary and pre-K. There's definitely a lot of great places. Like we have Youth Benefit, Fallston Pre-K, the day school. We have John Carroll, we have Calvert Hall, we have all these different schools that are here, and a lot of them, they really do have great reputations. And the good news is that they have been systematically, over the last like 10 years, they have been redoing the schools. So like Aberdeen got a new school, Edgewood got a new school, Youth Benefit got a new school. So they're redoing all the schools one at a time. So then, they got new air conditioners, everything is served by HVAC. I know sometimes, like during the really hot events during the summertime, like when we start getting into that point, they'll close schools for Harford County because of HVAC. I guess when like one of the older schools, the HVAC doesn't work quite as well. So they'll close all the schools. But yeah, I mean, I'm a product of Edgewood and North Harford. You see there's nothing wrong with me. Definitely want to check it out though. Go to the school locator and find out which school is best for you and your family. So that is number 4. All right, so you definitely need to know about number 5, and everybody wants to know, hey, where can I go to get some recreation here in Belair? Well, in the previous video, I was actually walking on the Mom Pa Trail, and I found out very quickly that I need to get back in the shape, get back into my swimsuit mode, right? But yeah, we have a plethora of county parks. We have like the Record Park, we have Cedar Day Park, we have the Mom Pa Trail, we have the King and Queen Seat, which is up in Rock State Park. There's all these different places that you can go here in Harford County for free recreation. Now, if you like boating and stuff, we have over in Habitat Grace, we have a free boat ramp, and there's a couple, like Rumsey Island has a free boat ramp down here in Joppatown. There's a variety of different places that you can launch a boat for free. And then you have like the Mom Pa Trail, which is awesome for walking and running and jogging and walking your kids and strolling and walking your dogs. Everything is friendly here. Everybody loves dogs. It seems to me everybody loves their dogs. I have 2 here. One sitting over here in the bed, chomping on the bed. She's deaf from the door now. She don't hear anything. Love her to death. But you also have, if you like to fish, you like bass fishing, you can always go up to the dam. You can go below the dam into Habitat Grace. You can go above the dam into like Street, Maryland, and you can launch a boat. There's bass fishing, there's crappie fishing. My son goes out there and bow fishes. You can actually fish below the dam for rockfish. Rockfish are like, you can't keep rockfish they're this big. You can keep them when they're this big. So there's a ton of variety of different things here that a family, anybody can do. If you're into biking, running, jogging, if you just want to hike, you want to walk out, we have it here. So that right here in Belair, you also have the Mom and Pa Trail that's located essentially right next to Route 24, Business Route 24 coming into Belair. There's several spots there that you can actually park your car and you can walk and run. Now it's from Annie's Playground, and they're building it all the way out to Churchville, which is the college, community college out there. It's 12 miles long. If you can't get your sweat on a 12-mile trail, and it's great for jogging because there's some of it's got hills, but there's a real flat spot right there in the middle. It's really an easy run. So there you go. You got tons of recreation. So that's number 5, recreation. All right, so number 6, this is what you're waiting for. You know what, if you make a comment down below, I will send you these variety of different links for these different things. I'll give you a free buyer's guide too. Make a comment. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Immerse yourself in these videos. So, number 6, transportation. Belair is located about 30 miles north of Baltimore. So, unfortunately, public transportation is very limited here. There's no MARC trains, there's no buses. There is the park and ride. We have several park and rides that you can take a bus downtown. You can actually drive to White Marsh and catch public transportation. And if you don't want to, and it's free parking there, you don't want to park all the way down in Baltimore. But we're definitely limited to public transportation. Unfortunately, with Harford County, you're better served if you have a car. And evidently, everybody must have a car because at certain times of the day, the traffic is like horrible. I joke around, I say the state flower is the traffic cone. But, you know, after a while, you get used to moving in and around Belair and Harford County in your car, and you learn to avoid, like, for instance, 24 coming north. You know, at like 2:30 in the afternoon, Belair High School is letting out the school, and all the buses are coming, all the buses are moving. You learn very quickly when to move and when not to move as far as moving in and around Harford County, because at certain points of the day, like 24 is going to be busy, Mountain Road's going to be busy, they're all going to be busy. And it's never too terribly bad. I joke around a lot of times. Summertime is pretty easy to get around because there's no buses. As soon as you introduce the buses, the stop and go of the buses, all of a sudden there's traffic. The other thing that usually gets us into trouble is the time change. Believe it or not, the way the time change happens, you're used to driving down a road and you're like, okay, this is a great drive, easy drive. Then all of a sudden the time change happened. Now, as soon as you're driving down the road, the sun is like in your eyes and it slows everything down. So that also causes traffic too. So unfortunately for Belair, you're definitely going to need a car. The lacking of public transportation, but don't get, I know there's a link system. It's for like senior citizens. They'll get them to like the 55 and older communities, over to the mall, get them to the hospital. I know there's a lot of volunteer positions at the hospital that some of the folks in the senior centers volunteer to do. They might even get paid too. But that's the only downfall. Number 6 is transportation. So make sure you plan on having a car. And that comes to the last one here. Number 7. All right. We have a really nice community here. Everybody is super friendly. Don't usually have too much drama with people, other than maybe if you get cut off going into the Chick-fil-A line in the middle of Belair, you might see a little bit of tension there. But I mean, everybody gets a little rattled sometime or another with driving in the traffic. I understand it's the only human nature. However, you're going to find that when you walk in the mom and pop trail, everybody's like, "Hey, how are you?" When you're walking down your neighborhoods, everybody's like, "Hey, how are you?" Everybody waves. It's really, really a tight-knit community. Everybody is very, very approachable. We have a great EMT service throughout the county. It's all volunteer. The EMTs are paid, but the firefighters are volunteer. So you have that tight-knit community. Everybody talks to one another. The sheriff's department is very, very easygoing. I mean, they don't tolerate any major crimes. I think the biggest thing I might have ever done is get a speeding ticket. But they're very friendly too. So, Belair, you definitely got the city down there where you have to have your wherewithal with the city. But here in Belair, it's a more casual, relaxed place to live. You don't necessarily have to. You keep your wits about you, but you're not going to walk through the parking lot and have to worry about your sick. Your backside with somebody sneaking up on you or anything. Everybody is pretty cool up here. So I think like the biggest crime we might have is somebody might open your door, like your car door, and rattle through your glove box for spare change and stuff. I think that's the biggest thing. Other than that, I mean, it's like it hits home. Talking about crime and stuff like that. If somebody gets into an accident and passes, that's big news up here. Maybe 2 weeks ago, I've lived here my entire life. the police were chasing somebody out of Baltimore. The guy had stolen a police car and he came up. Of course, he gets off a mountain road and he ditches the car like right over here in Fallston. That was like the biggest crime we've had in like 20 years, and they found him, and it rattled everybody. Like, oh my gosh! But I mean, our community is really tight knit. So that's number 7. And I really do. I love doing these videos for you, by the way. And you know, I get a lot of phone calls from folks just like you every day. I see the people that come in and are interested in the area. They don't know where they want to move. They want somebody like myself that can be a guide and let them know, hey, listen, this is where you want to be. You know, I'm a realtor. I'm not going to deny that. I do help people buy and sell houses every day. So if you email me or text message me or, you know, get a hold of me, don't worry. I respond every day, night, weekends, I respond. Because when it comes to real estate, don't worry. Don't worry, I've got your back. We'll get you into a nice place here. We'll get you settled, you and your family, your friends, whatever. It will get you settled. So yeah, anyway, I enjoyed doing this video, and I'm going to do this the right way. If you check out this video right here, it's pretty good. Or that video right there, it's pretty good. Again, I'm John. I'm the Charm City Property Dude, and catch you. Batman. Hit the subscribe and like button.